back with our book review. I think this is our first joint book review of the year.
Yeah, this is the first one. So welcome back to the 5%ers. I'm your host, Nathan Alibaba. I'm back with my wonderful co-host, Daniela Genus. Every week we discuss a book, an inspiring book that we're reading that advances us towards our goal of becoming a 5%er. This book, we've got a slightly different episode. Well, this week, sorry. We've got a slightly different episode for you. We're reviewing two books at the same time. Both called Brand You, personal branding books. One by Tom Peters and one by John Perkis and David Royston Lee. So Daniela has read the Tom Peters book and I have read the John Perkis book. And the reason why we wanted to discuss books on personal branding is because both of us are trying to establish our own personal brands at the moment.
Well, I think I'm trying to elevate mine.
Okay. Okay. Well, explain the reason why you want to.
Well, I think that there's a number of reasons for me personally. I think within Birmingham specifically, I have somewhat of a personal brand as kind of the social entrepreneur woman, which I think I know it's there because people come to me to ask questions and I get contacted to speak at events and different things. So I know that there's a brand of some sort already created.
Right.
But I want to elevate that brand substantially for a number of reasons. Number one, because I've just started a new entrepreneurship consultancy, and I figure that the more people know me as the entrepreneurship expert or specialist, then when I'm selling my business services, I give credibility and people, I guess, will trust that what I'm providing is of value and of quality. And also, just from a personal perspective, I really enjoy doing public speaking and that kind of thing. And the bigger my brand, I guess, the more speaking engagements I'll be able to go to. And really, it's for me about spreading this message of self-sufficiency and entrepreneurship and social activism. And the more people that know who I am and get to hear me speak, I guess the wider my message gets spread. But what about you? Why do you want to build a brand?
Well, because I'm learning and reading more about branding and the importance of branding. And one of the things that I'm understanding is that because we live in a world that is increasingly commoditized, there are a lot of products competing for our attention on the market. And a lot of them are very similar. There isn't much differentiation between them. So the thing about branding that I'm beginning to understand is that branding really forces you to kind of takes the decision-making criteria out of the customer's mind by creating an emotional reaction. So you almost say, if you want to go and buy a computer, for instance, you don't have to evaluate every make and model on the industry. As soon as a brand like Apple pops into your mind, you're like, that one, right? Because of all of the associated things that you've known and learnt about Apple over the years, you automatically gravitate towards certain brands that appeal to your sensibilities and where you are and who you are, right? Or who you want to be. And I totally get that. But my thing is, like, how does that work? Or how do those same principles work from a personal branding point of view? Because we see people like Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey. These people have very strong personal brands. Like when you hear their name, automatically you think, trust or credibility or inspiration or what have you. So I'm interested to find out how individuals can kind of create that kind of thing for themselves. So that's why I was looking into it. But I guess, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, what do you understand as a brand? What is a brand in your opinion?
I guess it's a combination of, firstly, it's something that needs to be recognised. So to be a strong brand, you need to be recognisable as that brand and distinguishable from other brands and other organisations and other individuals. And also there needs to be something around representation of the brand is representative of the core values of the individual or the organisation, the quality standard that is being provided, whether that be a service or a product, if it's a company obviously. So I think it's a combination of a multitude of things, but really I think the top things are quality, trust, recognition, and values. I'd say they're the main things.
Okay, so if we jump into my brand you first. I'll just give you a quick overview as to sort of what the book is about. So, in our modern workplace, clearly defined hierarchies are on the wane. So few of us have jobs for life, and many of us have a portfolio of careers or are self-employed. So in these self-reliant times, it's essential that it's remembered for the right reasons. So Brand You helps to develop an inspirational personal brand, both on and offline, and shows you how to discover your talents and values and purpose, as you've mentioned, become more visible to your market, make the most of your networks, build your brand online using blogs, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Attract people who want to do who want to do what you do the way you do it. Mm-hmm. So that's the general overview of my book. Before I get into the specifics of it, one of the main things that it really discusses is this whole idea of, I guess, sort of this whole idea of talents, values, and purpose. And what he basically is saying is that you need to understand what your purpose is in life first, before you're able to establish any kind of credibility or build a brand, because it's the drive. And this is one of the good points in what I'm calling a relatively average book in average, but this is one of the good areas. So basically, what he says is, before you start embarking on this road of building a brand, you need to know what drives you. Like, why are you here? What are you trying to accomplish? And, you know, he has a really good explanation of what purpose is. And I've read a couple of books recently on purpose, and lots of different books kind of talk about it in different ways. But he provides a almost like a Maslow's hierarchy of needs kind of grid, where he has, at the bottom of the pyramid, he has tasks, and then above that is plans, and then above that is goals and objectives, and above that is mission, and then purpose. And then what he says is that tasks, plans, goals, and objectives are finite and limited, in that you have a task for a certain period of time, you have a goal for a certain period of time, and then when it's done, it's finished, like you rule it out. Whereas things like mission and purpose are unlimited. It's like there's a horizon there that you never actually get to, but it sets the direction of where you want your life to go.
I'm sure Oprah's probably got to her.
Yeah. But again, it's something that she keeps on striving towards. She's always trying to like better herself and like improve and go towards this direction. So I thought that was a good explanation of like what purpose is and the drive and the reason why it drives people in their lives.
Do you feel like you found your purpose?
That's a good question. Yes, I do actually.
Oh, really? What is it?
Well, it's a multitude of things.
No, a purpose. So you already got that wrong.
Well, no, there are a multitude of things. So my purpose really is to, as I said, there are a couple of things. One is to inspire others, especially those that are in a less favourable position than me, mainly young youth that have kind of fallen on hard times, or that are looking for ways out of the situation where they are. And I'm looking for ways increasingly so to do that. My second purpose is to write and to read and become the best possible version of myself, right? So my goal is how can I develop myself every single day, so that at the end of my life, or whenever that comes, I can be happy with the person that I have become, right? I can just maximize my potential. And I think, personally speaking for myself, like, I would be happy if I live the rest of my life just knowing that I've done the best that I can possibly do, right? And in so doing, I am helping others. So I'm not just helping myself for the benefit of me. My development and my personal growth is advantages everyone. You know, it helps everybody around me: friends, family, co-workers, my clients, colleagues, all the rest of it.
Good morning or afternoon for those just joining us.
Yeah. What would you say your purpose is?
My purpose is to inspire the next generation of youth to set up and build businesses, and to support the growth of the current generation, so I guess my age group and beyond,
Wow.
to build and or to establish and build and grow business. So I'd say in short, my purpose is entrepreneurship and to be a voice of entrepreneurship.
Yeah. How did you arrive at that?
It's just about what is it that I feel that I'm driven to do, and speaking with myself and having quite an honest conversation. What is it that makes me want to get up and do something every day? Number one. Number two, what is it that people will come to me for? And actually, even when I was running my other business, which wasn't about supporting business, people would come to me every week,
right,
and say, "Look, please help me with this business." And at the time, I probably didn't necessarily take it as this is my purpose.
Right.
But now looking back, I'm thinking to myself, well, actually, it was already written.
Yeah.
It was there. I just wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
And I know now, even more so than before, I'm running my online startup program at the moment. And I'm doing mentoring and coaching with quite a few people. And how I feel alive when I'm having these mentoring coaching sessions makes me know I'm doing the right thing. Because I'm not charging them at the moment, it's for free, but I love it. I love helping people find like solutions to the problems. I love that, and developing the course materials. So it's funny because yesterday I was doing stuff around personal branding, and I like going through that process. I enjoy it, and that makes me know that is my purpose. That's what I'm here for, I'm called for. And really, I would say that I probably solidified that this week because of those different things. And also this week I spoke at an event, and after the event there was a queue of like 10 people coming, and every last one of them, you inspired me, that was amazing, that and now I know I want to start a business. That's purpose. Yeah.
And that really sort of gets you up in the morning and keeps you going.
And it's bad. I've got university work to do, which is great, but I'm like, I want to go.
You want to do this.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. In the values factor, Dr. DeMartini argues it's the thing that no one has to tell you to do, that you just get up and just do naturally. It's not hard work for you. You just do it, right? That really gives you an indication of what is it you want to do, right? What's your purpose in life? And so you would say it's those two things. It's one, what drives you in the morning, what gives you that get up and go, and what are people constantly coming to you about and asking you for? Like that's probably a good way to look at it for people that are struggling to find purpose. Do you think it's important that everyone finds their purpose?
Well, I don't know if you can live a fulfilled life if you don't know what you're here for. Like, what if you have no purpose? And I don't think that your purpose has to be related to your work either. I obviously don't believe in having a job, but I know that that's not for everyone. Not everyone wants to start a business. So if you do have a job, it doesn't necessarily mean that your purpose has to be your job. You can go to work and do your job, but your purpose might be to help young people. So you do mentoring in the evening and weekends. Your purpose might be to help the environment, so you can go and do protests about the environment on the weekend. So I think also we need to be clear that your purpose doesn't have to be the job. Yeah. It's great if it is.
It's fantastic if it is.
It's amazing if it is, but it might not be.
Yeah. But I guess the goal would be to kind of turn your purpose into the thing that makes you money, right? Yeah. But then it's not work. We've kind of gone sidetracked from the book a little bit. And that's actually probably because both our opinions, both books weren't really that great, right?
No, I just think we're having an interesting conversation.
Yeah, it is an interesting conversation, and I actually prefer this conversation to the books. So we'll just do a quick recce on the book, and then we'll come back to the conversation.
Okay, maybe I should pause then.
Why?
Come back, because I like to do the sections as opposed to one big.
Okay.
And then you can check that that's still working.
Yeah, it is. Thank God. In this shot, actually, I didn't even check. Can you just sit?
I did say that to you at the beginning.
I didn't even.
You said you'd already checked.
Yeah, looking good. Looks like this.
Keep going out.
It's dangerous. Okay, so my book, Brand You by John Perkis, I didn't really like, if I'm actually honest with you. Sorry. I wasn't really a big fan of it.
But just flicking through, I feel like it looks alright.
Yeah, it's laid out really quite well.
Yeah.
And it's quite straightforward and it's very easy to read. But I thought it was very basic, very generic, and there's nothing really in it that you can kind of sink your teeth into and say, okay, I'm gonna go implement this. And I kind of feel as though I got taken for a ride a little bit with the I've got buyer's remorse. You know what I mean? Like I've actually got buyer's remorse. Like I was like, why did I spend so much money on this, and why did I waste so much time on it? I don't think I bought it full price actually.
I was going to say, because I'm sure this one you said was like 90p.
That was second hand, yeah. Which is a great way of buying books on Amazon, by the way, used books. But I didn't like it, to be honest. So I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail with it. I'm just going to say that there were some really good points to do with finding your purpose and your mission in life, which I thought was really quite useful. He does talk about archetypes and different personas in society who you can kind of model yourself on. People like Branson and Oprah and people Martin Luther King.
But that's not very authentic, though, is it?
What?
Modeling yourself on somebody
It's
else.
It's not. And there were so many things that I just got frustrated with. So to be honest, I got 2/3 of the way throughout the book, and then I stopped because I don't think it's a good use of. I think there are far better books on branding for people to kind of learn from. So that's where the end of my review. So I'm gonna stop by saying that critique, very general, very just not as detailed as I would have liked, to be honest.
What about for somebody that's just starting?
For someone that's just starting, no, I wouldn't recommend.
Still,
I've read far better books that just inspire you. You know, from the beginning, you're interested and you're inspired and you're motivated. Even for a beginner, I don't think this is something that you should pick up. And it's really harsh because, these people have put time and effort into this and they've put something out on the market.
That doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, I know, but I don't feel good criticizing someone's work, especially when I haven't done the same thing as them, right?
Better get right in your book then.
Well, I've actually done the first draft. I like it to read. I've got a copy with me, actually. Don't be too harsh saying that. So that's why I identify more with people now, writers, because it's hard, it's not easy. And, you've done a really good thing putting it out.
Okay. I'm sure we get it.
I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologise. Okay, so my book, Tom Peters.
Okay.
The Brand You 50. 50 ways to transform yourself from an employee into a brand that shouts distinction, commitment and passion.
Sounds good.
So in today's wild world, you're distinct or extinct. Survive, thrive, triumph by becoming brand you. So the premise of the book is that in the modern times, obviously technology is taking over everything. The idea of a job for life is gone, and actually the idea of a job is on the way out.
It's basically the same thing, as you say.
Pretty much. You kind of need to develop a brand so you can remain relevant and make money and not end up poor. Basically. I didn't like the book. I'm not going to apologise. I really didn't like it at all.
Okay. Why?
It's written like he was on drugs at the time that he was writing.
What do you mean?
It's just very, very erratic.
Yeah.
There's way too much American references in it that I don't like. I this is really me being very facetious, but I don't like the font. I don't like the fact that he keeps using emboldened text within a sentence.
Yeah.
Loads of dot,
yeah.
dot, loads of spaces.
And bolds and different coloured fonts.
Yeah, it's just all a bit... It's just too much going on.
Yeah.
I feel like I was going to get a headache from reading it. However, there are still some good points. That is not even the right page that I've marked off. Is what I'm doing right now consistent with building a brand, my brand? It says start asking yourself this question every day. And I think that's a good point. It's not particularly unique a question, but I think many of us don't ask ourselves this question enough. And especially when you're starting out in business, or if you're not even in business, you're just in work, you would do things for the money. But actually, if something is directly opposing your brand or it's not in line with the brand that you envision, that you want to build, then you shouldn't be doing it. So really, you should be asking yourself, if somebody offers you an opportunity, is this in line with my brand?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good question.
That's
I've been trying to look since we started for the other things.
That's a really good point, actually, because there are lots of opportunities that come your way in life, and they seem quite good on the face of it. let me follow this. But then if you do that, you end up going in a million different directions, and it takes you away from the thing that it like this whole idea of like setting a goal or a purpose and going after it. It's hard, because on day one you're super excited and you're like, I want to do this.
Working.
But then but days move on and weeks turn into months, and it starts to get harder, and then easier things come on your plate, or opportunities, and you're like, okay, let me do that. But it's taking you away from the main goal that you set yourself a few months ago.
And also it can be diluting your brand. I had a conversation with, I hope he doesn't mind me saying his name, but one of my mentees this week, and he was saying, well, there's a few of them actually, all of them saying pretty much the same thing, that I do this, but I also do this, and I also do this.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you're going to confuse people. You need to pick one thing to lead with, and that doesn't mean you can't do the other thing.
Yes.
But you can't build your brand around everything.
Right.
So either you are the event organizer,
right.
or you are the youth entertainer, or you are whatever the other thing is.
Yes.
I had another lady, she wants to do books, but she also has a ministry. She also does speaking. So it's about which of those things that you do can you put your brand into, and which of those things shouldn't interfere with your brand. And not to say you shouldn't do them, but you shouldn't be leading with them.
Right.
And
So
I think
niche.
that's really, I think that's really important. And that, it wasn't even that book that it was in. I'm lying. I wrote that myself. I was going to say,
You're quoting yourself.
In my head for a second, I thought it was in the book, but I wrote it last night.
Well, Daniela Gina says.
No, it's this idea that you need to sacrifice something. You can't be everything.
Yeah.
So you have to pick what it is that you're going to be. So I'm picking. I want to be the entrepreneur, supporter, or whatever, trainer, mentor, that kind of thing.
Totally.
That doesn't mean that I can't go over here and do X and do Y and do Z. But when I'm promoting my brand, so if I've got my website, I'm not going to put all that stuff on my website because it's going to dilute my brand.
Yeah.
You need to pick one thing, and this is what you stand for. When I meet people, I am the enterprise consultant. I'm not the mother as well, because I also have my my mother, what do you call it, blog, my mummy blog, whatever. But I'm not going to put the stuff on my mummy blog, on my business, on my Daniela Gina's website, because again, is she the enterprise consultant, or is she the mom, or is she this person that loves food? Like,
totally. I totally agree with that point of choosing the things that you're not going to do, so you can prioritize the things that you are. When Steve Jobs came back into Apple all those many years ago, he said one of the things that made the company successful again is the fact that when he came in, the company was doing so many different products, right? They were in TV, they were in phones, they were in laptops and desktops and lots of different stuff. And he just decided, no, we can't be successful if we have all our resources on all these different things. We're just going to focus on the phone and the laptop, right? And they went after that aggressively, right? And they cut everything else back. And they said, okay, all the resources are now dedicated to this. And that's what you're able to do then. All of your time and effort and money can just go on the things that's important to do. But how do you find that? How do you find the thing that is important though? What is the one thing?
But I just think that you know.
You know it.
You know, you jump in on other things. So you jump into something else because I can make money this way. When actually you probably could make money with the other thing if you took the time and stop focusing on I'm trying to make money, and actually I'm trying to build something of value. And I think that's where a lot of people, particularly startups or people in the early stages of their businesses, go wrong. They're doing this over here for a period of time. It's not yielding the monetary why do I want to say response, and that's not the word, but
the return.
That's the word. It's not garnering the monetary return that they would want, so I'm going to go and jump over here and do this as well, and try and build a brand over here, when actually if you just focus on adding value to what you already had, you're going to build a bigger brand over there. And I think that's what it is. We often give up and, as you said, stretch ourselves because we're scared also, if we don't pursue this thing over here is not going to work. So I'm also going to do this thing over here just in case the other two don't work. And before you know it, you're doing 4, 5, 6 things and nothing's going to work because you're doing too many things. Where actually, if you just said, this is who I am and this is what I stand for and this is what my purpose is and this is what I'm going to do, you'll be known for that, and potentially then that will become your thing, and that will be how you'll get the income.